So, Lakshmiji, now you can walk us and talk a little bit about the second, which is the Satya, right?
Right. Okay. Namaste or Adesh.
Adesh, Adesh.
Adesh. Mahārāj. Thank you for inviting me again. And we continue our talk about Yama and Niyama. And as you mentioned, we will talk about Satya, the second principle of Yama. And the word Satya comes from Sat in Sanskrit. That means being or existing. It is the real existence and that which really is true reality. So Satya can be translated as a real or true or truthful, sincere, and as a principle, it is following the truth or speaking the truth. And it implies a commitment to truth in every sphere of inner and outer life. So in speech, in thoughts, in our behavior. But to follow the truth, we should know what is the truth. So what is real? What is reality and illusions? So this is the question. And the only true reality is the Brahman, or Paramashiva, we can say, or as Nath has called it, Alak Niranjan, the spotless reality beyond all definition. Therefore, following the Satya perfectly is possible only when we have the experience of Brahman or Brahmanubhuti or knowledge of Brahman, Brahmagyana or Atmagyana. Then we know what is true reality is, and we see the truth in our ordinary life. We can see things as they really are on many levels of existence. For the average person, this truth is often distorted by the perception of the karmic mind and feelings. That's why there are so many different truths in the dual world of samsara. So we say everyone has their own truth, like this, yeah? Or truth is subjective. And this is because each person perceives and sees everything in his own way, karmic way. And this is the difficulty of following the Satya. But through the practice of yoga, through the regular sadhana, we purify our perception and our feelings, calm the mind, and begin to see the truth better, just come closer to it. So we begin to distinguish between what is real and what is illusory, what is good or bad. And in traditional yoga, we move towards the disclosure of the state of Atman. We move inside. And Atman is the true reality, always existing in us. So we have the truth in us, basically. We just need to open it. How to follow Satya, especially if you are just at the beginning of the yogic path. For ordinary people, this is the question here. And you can start practicing Satya with yourself first. avoid lying to yourself, be honest with yourself, and call things by their proper names. And this alone is a significant step, I think, because it requires courage and inner power. Because we often fear admitting certain things to ourselves and cling to our illusions to avoid facing the truth. Often we don't want to see the truth. And this is this is the problem. But this practice of trying to be sincere with ourselves helps us in finding the truth. Slowly, but truth is there. We can be sure in it. Next, you need to learn to control your speech. And it is important that what you say corresponds to what you think and your intention. This is called eliminating distortion in the 3 levels of speech, manifested levels, which called in Sanskrit Vaikari, Madhyama, and Panshanti Vak. This is not easy, but it becomes easier as you get closer to your true self. So this is also practice to control all these levels.
Right.
Through the observation and, constant awareness. Then, next step, you should bring truthfulness into your actions. So let them reflect your intention, your thoughts, and words. This is difficult because actions, they are very manifested and often can't be, undone. It's something it's growth level.
When we put into the action, no
Yes.
return.
In Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, it is said, when established in Satya, the fruits of action correspond to the action itself. This is the kind of CD of this Yama accomplishment, or that is the truth manifest without distortion at all levels of existence, from the higher to the lower manifested levels. And we begin to live completely in harmony with the truth that always exists in the world. This is the perfect state of a yogi. So it's kind of goal in this process of aim. There is one more important thing about Satya. In the prayer of the Nath yogis in our tradition, there are famous words, Guru Vakyam Sada Satyam. And this means the speech of Guru is always true, or truth. Therefore, following the truth is following the Guru, his instructions, his upadeshas. And this is a very important point in the traditional practice of yoga. Because when you have a guru, you have the truth. And you understand what to follow, in which direction to move, and so on. Also, Guru reveals the truth to the disciple in his own experience, inside of him. Ignorance gradually dissipates and the true reality begins to shine very brightly in Shishya, in disciple. So this is the traditional process. When disciple comes to Guru, he knows nothing about the truth, about Satya. He is ignorant, right? And following the Guru leads Shishya to the understanding Satya or truth. So it's easier for the traditional part when you come to Guru and become a Shishya to follow this Yama. Here I try to tell the basics of the principle because in life people have a lot of situations which are very different, which have many details. So each case is individual. So we just talk about fundamentals, basic things. It's better to always tell the truth and build sincere relationships with people. Honest and open relationships are always preferable because energy flows freely, making such interactions less draining from the energetic perspective. On the other side, lie requires a lot of energy to maintain itself, to keep this lie alive. So a lie deepens our ignorance and confuses also. Lies lead to unpleasant karmic consequences that we will have to deal with after. So everything around us becomes more and more entangled, confused, and difficult for understanding for us and for people around us because of lie. Therefore, following the truth is simply necessary to extricate ourselves from the nets of Mahamaya. So this is the way to go beyond. But sometimes there are cases when it's better to remain silent, for example, or tell part of the truth. Because Satya is inseparably linked to ahimsa, non-violence. And, truth and words in general, our words can harm, cause deep pain, trauma, or even lead to illness, to death, maybe, some cases. And sometimes truth can be inappropriate and bring harm. I'm sure you can recall many examples of this from your life. It's common. That's why one must always consider that what effect the truth will have on another person. It's important. If it promotes spiritual growth or development, then it is beneficial. But if it leads to depression or reckless actions, to aggression, and situation becomes worse, very, very bad. So then may not be worth speaking that truth in that time, in that situation. As I already said, people often know only a subjective truth, which is not the ultimate truth in a broader sense. Kind of a truth, limited knowledge. And that's why we have a lot of, situations with the speaking of truth. But I can say that truth is what aligns with the present situation and is in harmony with it, always. So learning to sense this is crucial, this harmony of truth in that situation. And the practice of yoga along this purification of mind and senses, feelings, helps in this process gradually to develop this sense of harmony in particular situation. In conclusion, I would like to say also that Satya is connected to this dharma on manifested levels of this world. As I said in previous video, dharma is the universal law or order according to which this world exists in harmony. And the truth, which is the perfect Brahman, penetrates all forms and processes of our world and embodied in its laws, in these dharmic laws. And we must follow Satya in accordance with our dharma and our place in the world. Just a quick example, a spy often cannot tell the truth. He plays his role in society, he has his dharma. So it can be different in each situation. And this is a topic for meditation for us, for every person, every practitioner. Meditation or reflection, contemplation on our place in this world, our dharma, and where is the truth in our lives, in our behavior, in our actions, in our profession, and so on. How it relates to other dharmas, to other society, laws of society. Or you can go to jail for your truth and die sometimes. So we should be wise to act wisely with our satya, with our truth. So that's all I wanted to say for now. But this is a lot of thoughts to contemplate on.
Indeed, indeed, we spoke about it that some of the yamas or the niyamas maybe will last 10 minutes or so in this series, but there are so many things to contemplate on, as you said, and very quickly, as the kind of a summary of this video, mostly the problems comes with when people try to put the emotional part of their being as that which is connected to the truth, which mostly is not. So to be wise and intelligent into the whole process and know the power of the words as well and the truth, because it can be like a sword for some people, or it can be like a medicine, like a healing. But nevertheless, you put it beautifully when you mentioned in the Nath Sampradaya, the Guru Vakyam Sada Satyam. Yeah, that's the word of the Guru is always the truth. Yeah, yeah. Lakshmiji, Bahut Dhanyavad once again. I'm happy for the continuation of this series, and if you have something to add up here, feel free, or we can continue further on with the next one.
Yes, I think we will continue this next principle. But next time, if somebody have questions, do you have open commentaries in your channel?
Yes, there are actually on the below the video itself. Yeah. And also,
I'm open to this questions if
excellent.
somebody has.
So now people, you heard it, and for some of you who knows that this channel is called Jyotisha Vida, that is correct. But first and foremost, the sadhana is the most important thing, and the spiritual practice actually. Yeah. And when we say that sadhana, guru, and sampradaya, that is the most important thing for us. So yes, I'm also a Jyotishi, but this channel is not only for Jyotisha. So for me in my life, actually, it's secondary. So, but anyway, feel free to ask directly Lakshmiji any kind of question considering these topics, and also there are links for her site and even Instagram, I think, as well. Yeah. So anyway, thank you once again. Uh, we will continue, and Adesh.
Thank you, Mahakalnaji. Adesh, Adesh.